For all the doubters, hello? You're not doubting me anymore?
He has a boost, the meal deal, a curry, walks up there and just smashes me like that.
The youngest ever world darts champion.
Check this out.
Okay, on the street, and I got my swag on. Okay, get the money, gotta get my bag on. Okay, triple back, flip out the whole scene. Okay, all you suckers just to run that be me. So, get smacked. You look at what? I got the big stacks. I'm pushing stacks.
Yes! You beauty!
Tricks on the wrist, gotta keep it on.
The Premier League champion, the Grand Slam of darts, Luke the Nuke Littler, the teenager, is champion of the world.
They call it the Littler effect. Goodness knows what will happen now.
Check this out.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome back to the action. We are coming to you live on Sky Sports, and this is the BetMGM Premier League. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our first Newcastle semi-final. Time to welcome back the players. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of 2 European Championships, 5-time World Series winner. Ladies and gentlemen, a Premier League finalist and a winner of the World Match Play. He is the former champion of the world, Faulty Rob PDC titles, a Grand Slam champion, the newly crowned UK Open champion. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the reigning and defending Premier League champion and the reigning champion of the world. It's Luke the Nuke Littler.
Stephen Bunting, where he fired in a 110 out to win it, average 110, 5 180s in that one, 50% hit on his doubles as well. It was pretty good. Rob Cross was also pretty good, to be honest. 6-2 victory over Gerwyn Price. Price not really at the races tonight. 101 average himself, and there was a nice 129 out. That was probably the highlight for Voltage. But these two, they've met 3 times already this Premier League season. All 3 of those has ended in a Littler win. So what can Voltage do about that this evening? Littler looking to make it to a 6th final across 8 weeks. Cross looking to make it to a 1st. Who can do just that then? Let's find out, shall we? In the company of Mark Webster and Stuart Pike.
You set it up nicely. Said it all, Emma, but look at that table. That says it all as well. 23 points, and as Mark alluded to before, of course, 25 gets you in every year. He just felt that he's been nailed on since the first week, really, even though it didn't work out for him as he tried to defend his title. But Rob Cross finally beat him in the Premier League in the semi-finals here in Newcastle. But 110 average, 110 checkout, 10 minutes flat to beat Stephen Bunting. Can he get better? We're about to find out.
Well, he's looking to make the same start. Not quite. Some display against Bunting. And if he wins again another night of the Premier League, that will take him to 26 points. And like you mentioned, Stu, 25 has been enough to get you in the playoffs every year under this format. It's week 8. Not hanging around.
Joyful, the word I would use watching his quarter-final against Stephen Bunting. It was just delightful to see.
For Rob Cross, he played well against Gerwyn Price. Gerwyn Price wasn't at the races, but that's where you've got to be on point. And Rob raced into a 4-leg lead. Made a mess of the 5th leg, but then just reasserted himself in important back-to-back wins over Gerwyn Price. He beat him in the quarter-finals in Cardiff. He's beat him this week as well. If he can get by Luke Littler, he will leave Newcastle in the top 4. And that is a good gauge of where you're at the halfway stage.
He mucked about, didn't he, in the first leg of his game against Stephen Bunting. I think he missed 4 or 5 darts at double before finally winning it on double 2. It's a chance that Cross has to take.
Yeah, if he's going to be successful here, these are the opportunities that need to go, and this for an early break for Rob. Marginally misses out.
I think he may split here. Well, that's exactly what he did. Yeah, he went back around Luke Littler. 10 for double 4, that'll do nicely. Cross had 1 dart to break. Littler 1 up.
Going on the attack here though, Rob.
21.
Just a bit loose at the last start. He'll be delighted where his game's at the minute, and you can't really judge yourself at the minute on how you perform against Luke Littler, because he's just... every single statistic, he's on top in this Premier League. But win your other games, and that's what Rob Cross is doing. He's totting points and going about his business like he's done throughout his career, pretty quietly and under the radar.
3 140s, yet to hit a 180. 97. He's hit 97 180s. And we're in week 8. Will the 100 come up in the semi-final?
Good last couple of darts there. 2 treble visit. And again, Rob Cross in the tall order to get a leg on the board, and just doesn't give you a leg off Luke Littler. I've heard his fellow pros say this about when you're playing him, just doesn't give you any sort of free time or comfortable legs where you can just work your way into a match.
Well, for the second consecutive leg, Littler has given Rob Cross an opportunity. 1 out of 6 on the doubles, Littler. 1 dart at the bull for Cross.
He's not been a million miles off in both these legs, Rob, but unfortunately both these legs could be going to Luke Littler. Going the wrong way here, and right in the corner, and that will hurt. And already Rob Cross will be fearing the worst against Luke Littler yet again.
Yeah, those defeats already in the Premier League. Glasgow quarter-final, 6-5. Nottingham semi-final 6-3. Cardiff semi-final 6-2. Another semi-final, this time in Newcastle, but only 60 to get away for Luke Littler.
58.
Week 9 next week, Berlin. Rob Cross will take on Luke Humphries in the quarterfinals. Chris Dobey versus Luke Littler. Edge into the business end. Plenty of points to play for. You feel like this has been a pivotal week.
5 140s already for Littler.
Another one of them needed. Can't find him. 6 starts at 161 for a 3-leg lead.
Well, there's that double 15, which was so memorable. Just a week ago in Cardiff. Mark Webster and John Park calling it in. That historic double 15 9-darter. Double 15 does the job here. They all count the same. It's just a leg one.
Yeah, it's just the delayed reaction was what made it for me last week. He just sort of had a little check saying, hang on, have I done that right? It was, when I was commentating on it, I was like, what am I watching here? Because Michael Van Gerwen played well in that game as well, was throwing everything at him, but Luke just had the answers. And there's the first max. The only surprise is we've had to wait till leg 4.
Well, Littler beat Bunting 6-0. Oh, dear. Yeah, just hit the barrel, didn't it?
Yeah, we didn't have any 6-0s in the Premier League last year. Are we going to get a couple this evening? Rob's not going to go quietly. Keep chipping away and hoping to get some change out of Luke Littler, but
well, the 180 has forced a mistake from Littler.
He's begging for a second one. Rob Cross will fear the worst. Well, the only surprise is for me, he didn't get it. Just the wrong side.
Well, to stay in the match, simply has to get this. Double 13.
That's a brilliant finish. Rob Cross deserves that leg. He's had opportunities in 2 of the first 3, but takes that double 13. It's just a holder throw. Luke Littler was waiting to pounce, but it gives Rob Cross foothold in this opening semi-final here in Newcastle.
437.
Luke Humphries against Nathan Aspinall to come in the second semi-final. Humphries getting the better of the hometown hero Chris Dobey, and Aspinall winning a cracker against Michael Van Gerwen.
A great few days for Nathan Aspinall, winning his maiden Euro Tour the weekend. Beating Ryan Joyce in the final. Getting an important couple of points already here in Newcastle in a typical gritty Nathan Aspinall display. Next challenge will be the world #1, Luke Humphries.
55. Robin Reguard, 53.
What could Cross do? 1-5-3. Bit of pressure. Littler, 66. One dart. One dart.
Odd cross with him.
You know what? It's interesting. Wayne may have mentioned it earlier on as well, that Littler's, if you like, Achilles heel appears to have been missing too many doubles during the Premier League. And he has.
He's still doubling it at 45%, which is incredible, isn't it?
And it's still the highest checkout percentage of any player. So there you go.
You're trying to pick a glinch in a player and he's still the best in that department.
Absolutely. He's certainly the best in this department.
Rob still got a little cushion here. And it's a mammoth task. It was a mammoth task before the match. But Rob, looking for another holder throw here. He's going to need 2 breaks to turn this around. But his average, he's getting towards 103,
and that is Luke Littler's 100th 180 in the Premier League. Cross looking at double 16. Cross looking at double 8. Cross looking at treble.
Just to put that previous stat into context as well, Luke Littler hit 128 180s in the entire Premier League last year. He's hit 100 already. Can he hit a ball?
58. Robbie requires 16.
No mistake this time. No mistake this time.
Luke throw first. Yeah.
Littler 104.5, Cross nigh on 100 the average.
Cross is doing all right here though.
Yeah, and if he just continues to put pressure on Littler. He missed those darts, didn't he, in the opening 2 legs, albeit one was at the bull.
6.
That's how you're going to get victories against Luke Littler though, those bull finishes or those when you're just going to get 1 dart at a double. They need to go. Cross has steadied the ship, so to speak, here. And this is an opportunity now, a real opportunity for Rob. He needs to be aggressive here.
Wow. A wry smile from the world champ.
57.
There you go. Littler's had a poor start to the leg and Cross has been ineffective.
In a leg last week, Luke Littler, when he started with 11, he looked at the crowd, just laughed. 6 starts later, he was on 170. He hit 180, 140. When he makes these slow starts, you've really got to jump all over it. They rarely happen.
58.
When your opponent, no matter who it is on his own throw and has thrown 9 very average darts, and you basically throw 9 very average darts in return. And Littler already has stolen a march. Well, after the first 2 visits from Littler, this was surely Rob Cross's chance.
And it is, because it's going into a 6th visit of the leg. It rarely happens with Luke. And look where Rob is. He's missed a trick here. Doesn't often get much change out of Luke Littler. He did beat him in the Grand Prix in the opening round last year, but his recent record not great.
And that's exactly what he wanted to do. When he was going for tops, when he hit the single, he wanted double and double 10. Fantastic.
45.
Looks like it's a 3rd consecutive week that Rob Cross will lose to Luke Littler.
58.
In a 3rd consecutive semi-final, as he did in Nottingham and Cardiff. Luke not at his best.
for comfort for Rob. If it happens again next week, it'll be in the final in opposite halves.
With Littler, 18 games played, 15 ton-plus averages. But only, I say only, averaging 98 here.
It's not over yet, though, is it? Rob will kick himself for that previous leg. Little opportunity to begin the match, but that was the real chance to get a break back. Luke Littler wasn't out the 400s after 6 starts in leg 7. Regardless of the outcome of this match, the Premier League is piecing together pretty well for Rob.
41.
All about being in that top 4 after 16 weeks.
6.
Black sheet of paper.
35.
Go to the O2 at the end of May.
Effectively a separate tournament, isn't it? 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3. Rob Cross still in this match. Barely. He needs 3 successive legs, and they're the wrong way round. He needs 2 against the dart and 1 with. And Luke Littler is not going to make it easy for him. And there's the evidence. Match number 4 for the table topper.
Back comes Cross.
40.
Only 60, so chance again here for Rob Cross, maybe. You can never write off Rob Cross, can you? As you mentioned, out of all, we often talk about Nathan Aspinall being the street fighter of the top echelons of our sport, but Rob Cross is a scrapper, isn't he?
You don't get a CV like Rob Cross if you can't dig in matches or turn these sort of situations around. He'll stick to his task.
He wants this, make no mistake. He wants this!
He wanted that.
Oh. He'll be annoyed, won't he?
Well, Cross, his combination, he'll hope will end on the ball, and it's not going to, so there's going to be some more match-winning opportunities for Luke Littler here.
190.
Just because he can. 2 balls from Rob Cross. But will he get a shot? No, he won't, as Luke Littler moves through to yet another final. The Premier League champ, the world champ, meets Rob Cross in the semi-finals for the 3rd consecutive week. Littler, a winner in Glasgow, Brighton and Cardiff. He's lost the finals in Exeter and Nottingham, and he's in another final in Newcastle.